This is RTV6 News at 6, working for you.
Now at 6, an arrest in the shooting death of a mail carrier on Indianapolis's east side. The new information we are finding out about the suspect.
As of right now, much like a lot of other people, we're having to dip into savings, which is not ideal, but we're doing what we have to do to get by.
Many people are still waiting on their federal stimulus checks. We're working to find out why and the impact this is having on our community.
We're really using this opportunity to reach out to individuals that have been furloughed or individuals that have been impacted by, the shutdown or laid off.
A local company is now hiring workers in one of the hardest hit industries during the COVID-19 pandemic, the hospitality industry. What you need to know if you are looking for a job. And welcome into the news at 6. I'm Amanda Starantino at the RTV6 studios.
And I'm Mark Mullins at my temporary home studio at RTV6. We are continuing to social distance ourselves to help stop the spread of COVID-19. But first tonight, new details about the suspect arrested in the connection to the shooting death of a mail carrier on the east side of Indianapolis. United States Postal Inspectors confirm they, IMPD, and the FBI arrested 21-year-old Tony Cushingberry. IMPD says the arrest happened yesterday. Postal Inspectors and the IMPD say Cushingberry was allegedly involved in the shooting of Angela Summers Monday afternoon on Denny Street as she was working to deliver mail in that area. She later died at the hospital. Summers was a mother and a friend to many. We still don't know the reason behind the fatal shooting. Now, Postal Inspectors and IMPD say the United States Attorney General's office will determine what charges Cushingberry will face. We will continue to work on gathering new information about the shooting death of Angela Summers, including learning more about the suspect, Tony Cushingberry. We'll bring you anything we find out on the RTV6 app, theindychannel.com, and on the RTV6 Facebook page. Our other big story today, how COVID-19 continues to impact Indiana.
Cases and deaths are still rising. The Indiana State Department of Health confirmed 63 new deaths from the virus. So far, 964 Hoosiers have died from COVID-19. The Department of Health says 605 more people have tested positive for the coronavirus. That means 17,182 people in the state have been diagnosed with COVID-19 and 91,550 people have been tested for the virus. Let's look a bit deeper into these numbers. For the first time, the 0 to 19 age group in Indiana has seen at least one death from COVID-19, and that's according to the state. But still, 91% of all the coronavirus deaths in Indiana have come in people 60 and older. Also, more men than women in the state are dying from COVID-19. And the Department of Health reports that 43% of Indiana's intensive care unit beds are still available, and nearly 80% of the state's ventilators are available.
We are continuing to cover issues many Hoosiers are facing when it comes to receiving financial assistance during this time. We hope to help you rebound from the COVID-19 pandemic. Well, some have had their stimulus checks for weeks. Others are still waiting. RTV6's Stephanie Wade is finding out why and shows you how this is impacting our community.
Ask any teacher, we'd much rather be in the building with our students than dealing with what we're dealing with now.
A physical education teacher for 15 years and the voice of Center Grove, announcing for football, basketball, and softball games. Jason Mueller always sports that smile on his face, though he's been through quite a difficult time, even before the virus swept the globe.
October 30th of 2018, came down with pancreatitis. About 3 weeks later, was fully septic. Probably should have died. 65 days in the hospital. Had to relearn to walk again. 9 months on a feeding tube. Nothing solid to eat. So yeah, it's been a trying 18 months.
After all those medical expenses, he and his wife could really use the stimulus check issued by the federal government right now. But like so many other Hoosiers,
we're still waiting, yeah.
They haven't received theirs yet.
We're trying to trust the process as much as possible because I know that we're not the only people that haven't received it.
His wife, also the dance team coach at Center Grove.
My wife right now is actually unemployed because she holds the dance classes at the school as part of her job. So with schools being closed, she can't work. She's applied for unemployment.
It's put them, like many others, in a pinch. We found out your check might be delayed if you didn't file your taxes in 2018 or 19, or the IRS isn't done processing your tax return yet. The IRS might not have your bank information, or the money went to an old account. If you recently closed a bank account, it's possible the agency never got the memo. In Mueller's case, he didn't get a tax refund because he missed so much work last year dealing with his health complication. But he did go to the bank to give them his information. Much like what helps the beloved teacher get him through his health scare.
My students, my staff, the people I work with, the community that I serve, they always get me through things. And I just wake up, I look at my pictures on my phone that are so dear to me, and I'm like, okay, this is your why. Get up, get moving. Let's go.
Working for you, Stephanie Wade, RTV6.
And tonight, RTV6 is connecting Hoosiers in one of the industries hit hardest by the pandemic to a local job opportunity. Our Nicole Griffin is highlighting a company filled with former servers and bartenders that are looking to hire hospitality workers who are out of work.
Many of the sales reps at Apex Energy Solutions, based out of Zionsville, used to be hospitality workers. So right now during the pandemic, as restaurants and bars remain closed, the company that focuses on selling energy efficient windows is now reaching out to those workers who are looking for a new start.
It's the fast-paced environment that you're working with on the service floor, that you have to deal with a lot of people.
Derek Brown was a server through college while attending Butler University. He says the skills he learned during that time helped prepare him for his job now as a senior sales partner with Apex Energy Solutions.
I think being able to think clearly on your feet, communicate well, have a very competitive, confident nature are important skills that worked well for me when I started at Apex.
The biggest piece is truly communication, the face-to-face interaction.
Matt Duncan is the company's executive VP of sales. The IUPUI grad also spent years working in the hospitality industry before landing his job.
I was working at a downtown nightclub, and it was really a very natural transition.
Knowing there are thousands of servers and bartenders filing for unemployment during the pandemic, Apex wants to get the word out. They are looking to fill around 12 sales positions at their Zionsville headquarters.
Apex is the perfect vehicle for those individuals during this challenging time that want to reinvent themselves, someone that wants to redevelop themselves in a new way.
Apex puts sales partners through a 3-week paid training program with locations in 24 states. They say there was also room for quick advancement in the company. Working for you, Nicole Griffin, RTV6.
And right now, Apex says it's important to add to their team to prepare for home improvement projects that are expected to begin after the stay-at-home orders are lifted. For details on the sales positions, head to hiringhoosiers.com. And a reminder, General Motors plans to hire more than 1,000 temporary full and part-time workers to help produce ventilators at their Kokomo plant. The company has plans to produce at least 30,000 ventilators by the end of August as part of a $489 million government contract. And Ivy Tech Community College is assisting GM with their hiring process. The virtual job fair is planned for May 6th at 11 a.m. To learn more about the open positions and the job fair, click on this story at hiringhoosiers.com and on the RTV6 app. And Vice President Mike Pence will visit that GM plant in Kokomo tomorrow. He will get to see firsthand how GM made the transition from making auto parts to making ventilators to help in the fight against COVID-19. And if you are one of the thousands of Hoosiers looking for a job, we are here to help. Go to hiringhoosiers.com. There we have a job board. Companies post their job openings on that board every day. And there is a link to the application process. Just go to hiringhoosiers.com and you can see all the jobs that are available.
The U.S. Postal Service has taken such a hit during the COVID-19 pandemic. Officials are worried the service could run out of cash by fall without help. This comes after years of financial struggles. RTV6's Troy Washington is working for you to explain the dilemma during this crisis.
Before the COVID-19 pandemic restrictions even started, the U.S. Postal Service was already struggling financially, but the crisis is crippling them.
What's happening is the pandemic, the economic impact has caused a precipitous drop in mail volume, which equates to a huge drop in mail revenue.
But what happens when their funds start to run low because of the COVID-19 pandemic and restrictions keeping them from making money?
A lot of people don't realize that. It solely runs off revenue of postage and postal products. The retailers are not advertising, restaurants aren't sending out coupons, car dealers, airlines. So it's deeply affecting the mail. And so what's going to happen is if the Postal Service just runs on the revenue, if the revenue runs out, and that's what's going to happen if there's not relief from Congress. This is not a bailout. It's not to enrich shareholders or CEOs. The Postal Service belongs to the people of the United States.
According to the president of the American Postal Workers Union, they'll be out of cash by fall if something isn't done.
And if the post office doesn't get relief, then what the post office does for the people of this country, including absentee voting and vote by mail, will all be at risk.
He says it's time to show some love to the essential workers who show up rain, sleet, snow, or pandemic.
If the post office is forced to cease operations or severely reduce operations, then the people of the country will pay a price. We need for that appreciation to be translated into calls to Congress, letters to Congress, emails to Congress.
Working for you, Troy Washington, RTV6.
There was an attempt to include the Postal Service in a federal coronavirus relief package passed in March. It was passed without the inclusion of USPS. Well, we have everything you need to know about the COVID-19 pandemic in Indiana up right now on our website. That includes the latest numbers and what they mean, frequently asked questions, a list of COVID-19 symptoms, and again, companies that are hiring. Just go to indychannel.com/coronavirus. One local band is trying to keep the music going during this pandemic. How they're trying to bring some comfort during these difficult times.
Hi, Ollie. Advice from a Hall of Famer. How Kareem Abdul-Jabbar surprised a student at Beech Grove High School and offers hope for the class of 2020. I'm Dave First. It's our Sports Extra Spotlight coming up.
And Dave, rain in the spotlight for another 24 hours from just on the south side of Indy down to Franklin, Nashville, and Bedford. How much longer this lasts and what arrives for the weekend.
Apply online today.
This is RTV6 News at 6, working for you.
Welcome back. Hoosiers are waiting to see when stay-at-home orders will be lifted.
RTV6's Rafael Sanchez finds in the meantime, dozens of local performers from singers and musicians have turned to social media to earn money, share their skills, and provide some comfort.
Hey guys, how you doing out there this evening? Appreciate you guys tuning in. Let's have some fun.
This is the new normal for Jay Baker 3, the country music group performing from their home, holding a weekly online concert to keep in touch with their fans, staying home during the pandemic.
We're trying to keep the music alive the best we can with the situation that we've been dealt.
I hope that it brings comfort to people. I hope that it gives them a sense of normality in a very unnormal situation.
Beyond the digital shows, the trio continues to practice in anticipation of a return to public performances.
Not being able to do it on a regular basis is really, it's opened my eyes to the blessing that we have being able to do this, professionally.
And when they get back to the stage, they say some things will no longer matter.
Yeah, I can't wait to be able to get back out and with the loading and unloading and negative degree temperatures, I won't mind that at all after all of this.
My pet peeves of playing live in front of people is when they get too close to my mic stand and they kick my mic and it hits my teeth or something. I'm not going to care.
Among the things they care about, their music and continuing their craft as a band of brothers. Working for you, Rafael Sanchez, RTV6.
Well, the band is set to perform tomorrow night at 7 p.m. on Facebook. Just go to Jay Baker 3 page to catch their show.
All right, sorry, I couldn't hear you there for a second. You got my attention now. It's always an awkward feeling to know that you're staring at me. Let's go to Monument Circle. There's always beauty on Monument Circle. Gotta love the fountain. Temperatures today in the 50s. We've had some rain add to the water in the fountains, but most of us have stayed dry at least through the daylight hours. There are some showers appearing now. Indianapolis at 57, 56 in Kokomo. I'm gonna have a special guest at the end of the show, so you can start thinking about who it might be now. 54 in Bloomington. The rain from Indy south, fairly solid line. We did have a little bit of lightning with that just a bit ago near Bedford, but as they flare up, enough to produce lightning, and then it fades away. From Indianapolis down to Greenwood, Franklin, through Nashville, southern portions of Brown County, nice little downpour. That continues to move to the east. A broader view, most of central Indiana is dry. What will happen over the next 24 hours? Lots of low cloud cover, way below average temperatures, and occasional rain showers. We've got all of that from St. Louis to Champaign to Chicago that still needs to pinwheel its way through central Indiana. And when that does, we'll see more in the way of showers and some steady rain at times. Temperature down to 53 at 10 o'clock tonight. Skies will stay cloudy. The wind will pick up, and it's a cold wind too out of the northwest. 7 o'clock, there are the rain showers. Now, I just let this roll through 11. You see into western Indiana, a more solid area of generally light rain. That by 7 a.m. scatters out a bit. It'll be hit and miss through the day tomorrow. And as you look at temperatures tomorrow, they're the coolest of the entire 7-day forecast. And only quarter of an inch rainfall amounts, but temperatures stuck in the 40s. That's really a highlight or a low light, depending on how you want to look at that. 48 instead of should be 67. There are your temperatures from north to south during the day tomorrow, way off the mark as far as high temperatures are concerned. Here's your 7-day forecast. Temperatures over the next 7 days bounce around just in time for the weekend. Temperature 76 on Saturday, and that's the first weekend in May. And then 76 with that chance for thunderstorms as we get to Sunday. Last week I introduced you to my wife. Since I'm broadcasting at home, it's time to meet the family. This is our son, Matt.
Hi, Matt.
Hello, hello. Hello, hello.
It is very strange to see anyone that is taller than Kevin. So this is quite
I was going to mention that. So what happened is we went through the family tree, and we found out that Matt is the tree. Yeah. How tall are you?
With the branches and everything.
Yeah, 6'6" plus tax. 6'6" plus tax.
Right.
Now I see why basketball was such a good fit.
Right, exactly. A totally good fit. Good to see you, Matt. Good to see you, Kevin.
Bye, guys.
Well, without question, it's a tough time for high school seniors as they wrap up their final year away from friends.
And even more difficult for teams that had championship aspirations, including Beech Grove High School, who recently received some Hall of Fame advice. Dave first with tonight's Sports Extra Spotlight.
Allie Hockett is as disappointed as any high school senior that the school year ended like this. So Allie reached out for advice.
Hi, Allie. This is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I don't think you really need any advice from someone who graduated college when Neil Armstrong first stepped on the moon.
She reached out to a Hall of Famer and quickly shared it with classmate Josh Copenhaver.
So you reached out to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
I reached out. I said, if you could just give me some encouraging words. And then I mentioned the basketball team. I said, they've been through a lot this year, having lost their coach.
Black fist. That boy Gav, 8 minutes on the clock.
Matt English lost a lengthy battle with cancer in December of 2018. His team was going for their first regional championship last March before the rest of the tournament was called off.
I know you're going to miss all of your friends at Beech Grove High School, especially the basketball team, which has been through so much lately, having lost their coach and having their season canceled right after winning sectionals.
I was in shock. It was really cool.
Mike Renfro was Matt English's assistant and is now the program's head coach.
I thought, and I know the kids really thought that we had a shot to win the whole thing this year. So it was a little disappointing there in the end. And probably one of the hardest things I had to do was let those kids know that we weren't going to the regional.
But Kareem wasn't done after learning about the program's slogan.
I love your team motto, though. We before me, because it's a lesson we can all live with.
When you get a response from Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, that's pretty cool, right?
Yes. Yeah, I think my heart stopped for a minute and I just kind of started shaking.
At first, when Alex sent me the video, I thought it was like a joke. Because I was like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is like one of the all-time NBA greats. Like, why would he mention Beech Grove High School and the basketball team?
But clearly there's more than basketball being taught at Beech Grove High School. Matt's legacy was the lunch pail and hard hat he urged players to bring. Those same items were center stage when the team went on to win back-to-back sectional championships.
What do you think Matt would say about how this program has reacted over the last couple of seasons?
More than anything, I think he'd be proud. But I think he'd be really proud of the boys because they've worked very, very hard to get to where we are today.
It's a feeling these days felt school-wide.
Basketball is more than it's more than just basketball. Like, they implement life lessons in everything that we do.
We have been through things that no other class can really say that they've been through.
Best wishes in your college career, Allie. Take care now. Good luck.
And now a class with Hall of Fame status. Day first, RTV6 Sports. Hey, we continue with our RTV6 Senior Salutes, honoring the graduating spring sport athletes. Tonight, meet Avon's Cam Melvin, part of the Orioles baseball team, excited about the season after making the Final Four a year ago. Melvin was named first-team All-State with a .342 batting average and 4 home runs with 20 RBI, including the game winner in a sectional game against Northview. He'll play at New Mexico Junior College next season. We wish him well. I'm Dave First with another RTV6 Senior Salute.
And welcome back to 6 News. Bedford to Nashville, that's an area of heavier rain, all moving northeast, so heads up to Columbus. Shelbyville to your west, you can see the rain rolling through Johnson County. We'll see these periods of rain next 24 hours. Find your jacket. Only in the 40s during the day tomorrow. Mark, that's unacceptably cool.
It's going to be a chilly day, so I just hope people are ready for that and they are in the know. Thanks, Kevin, for that. And thank you for making RTV6 your choice for news.
World News Tonight with David Muir is next. Then stay with us for the news at 7.